Boom. All right. Hello. I hope you stopped on this video and are going to pay attention to it. I don't care if it's 20 minutes long, half an hour long, is helpful. Okay. So welcome to the trade recap of the 26th of February. I'm in a bit of a weird position right now where I'm actually not in a trade, but I'm waiting for a trade to potentially pop up. So you guys are just going to kind of roll along with me. Okay. So coming into the day, we had unemployment claims at 8:30, and other than that, nothing else of importance. Okay. So let's also have a look at the daily candle. Let's just do replay, start new, close the Thursday one. So I came into the market today, looking at potential bullishness. Okay. Reason being, we had a significant market structure shift. Okay. And actually, no, it was a bit of both. I was thinking of a bit of both. So we had an SMT at these highs. Okay, so we see NQ sweeps it, ES fails to sweep. We get a significant market structure shift. Now, if we just look to the left, right? Every time something like this happens, right, where we get a significant market structure shift, we always have a retracement. So let's see, sweep, significant, yeah, sweep, significant market structure shift, retracement, right? This up candle is a retracement. Okay, stuff like that happens, right? So I noted that down, and I was like, just I saw that. Okay, as a pattern. Okay, now going into the 4 hour. Select the bar. Where are we? We are around here. Okay, so on the 4 hour, what do I see? Bullish gaps. Okay, we completely displaced through this bearish gap, right? Completely pushed through it. And we seem to be respecting the 4 hour gap on ES. Okay, this was at that current time, right? Typically, when a gap is displaced through, there is some form of a pullback before it continues higher. So in here, we get a pullback before we continue higher, right? Something like that. Okay. Other than that, relatively bullish price action on the 4 hour. Okay. Hourly. Audi seems to be kind of reinforcing bullish price action, right? We're in a bit of a chop in the top part, right? So overall, bullish gap, move away. Here, bearish gap, we had some resistance, okay? Now, pre-market analysis. So let's go into the London Open. What do we see? Both charts. London actually does nothing of importance in regards to taking out liquidity or reaching a key level or something like that. Mela opening price, we see a dip, right? And then a rally higher. We could expect a New York reversal and continuation, right? What I would like to see in a bullish scenario is we sweep out these lows, okay? And we continue to push higher, right? That's what I came into the market looking for, right? I'm going to keep my eyes peeled still, right? Given that we have that massive daily SMT, okay? And at this point, I was just waiting for 8:30 news to come out. 8:30 actually did nothing, right? So what we actually see on the hourly is there's a bearish gap here, and we completely displaced through it. Okay, we completely displaced through it, and it looked like price was still remaining bullish. Okay, 8:30 candle, like I said, had no impact. So if you guys actually want to see it, I'll show you. What time is this? 5:55. 5:55. So that's actually zoom through. I think 8:30. Yeah, look, 8:30 candle did nothing, right? Unemployment claims had no impact on the market. All right. So, let's look at when New York opens. Now, there we go. So New York opens and boom, we see a massive crash down. Okay, large rally down. Okay. I was waiting to see if we're simply wicking through or if we're displacing below. Okay, so I was maybe expecting a potential SMT. I don't know if price is going to show it, but yeah, I was there could have been a potential bullish SMT right here, but obviously we do not get it. Okay, it gets invalidated. Now if we go on the hourly, right, what we see happen is the candle closes and it continues to go lower. Okay, the candle continues to go lower, and I was just interested in seeing what price will do within these two gaps. Now, if we were still bullish, I'd expect in this range, right? So here to here, We crash into a deep discount and we rally on higher. Okay. Now, does it end up happening? We don't know yet. We'll see. So here on ES, we actually reach into this value gap. Okay. And I said if we displace below it, I'll be willing to look for a short continuation. Okay. As we did get a clean sweep of buy-side liquidity here, and then we also get the SMT on ES, right? Nice and clean. Like I just mentioned, the 1 hour obviously shows that we are in a deep discount. I might have been correct when mentioning that obviously when we get a significant market structure shift on the daily, we like to pull back. So we have a significant market structure shift higher. When we pull back, we also get the sweep, okay? Right. I was expecting price to hopefully continue on higher, but I can't really see price doing that. Maybe it could do it here where we get CISD. So let's actually just get rid of replay, leave. This is the current market. If we get a change in the state of delivery, I might be interested in taking long white because we swept out these Tuesday lows, right? We have these nice stacked lows. Okay. Yeah. So after that lunch, this was lunch, and we started to see a bit of a move down. And I was hoping if we are going to take successful like high quality setup longs, I wanted to sweep out this low or maybe have an SMC and then rally on higher. But we already have 4 hour lows getting swept out, and obviously this getting respected if anything. So if you actually go on the hourly, I think yeah. So we can see prices actually respecting this area. Okay. Yeah. So we have this bullish order block right here, this candle. Bullish order block, and price seems to be respecting it and rallying away higher. Okay. So let's actually just mark up these areas as these bearish gaps. We can get rid of these since prices displaced through them and disrespected them. Get rid of that, get rid of that, get rid of that. Okay, that's cool. Get rid of that, displace through. Let's have this bearish gap in here. Do the same here, get rid of it, get rid of it, get rid of it, get rid of it. Get out. And then we have bang. And then we also have this. Okay, so this is what kind of we're looking at now. So yeah, when I get more information on news and stuff, kind of on what's going on. So like for example, now if we get a close above, I'm interested in taking a long, okay? Because we obviously took out external liquidity. But all right, I'm gonna pause the recording and I'll get back to you lot when I have some interesting information. All right, so quickly back on the charts. We get a 15-minute change of the state delivery higher. Okay, and now I'm kind of hoping price retraces back down into this area here. Now, obviously, we have this much larger range, right, where this is obviously, where this is obviously much cleaner, right? But we have an intermediate low here. But again, price would still have to break through this intermediate low to reach the area that I want it to, right? Which is right here, okay? So, whoa, what the hell? Yeah, so price would have to break through this intermediate low, okay, to reach itself back into a discount, which is either here or here, right? So I'm a bit tired between what to do. Pardon me again. I think like we are on the high time frame. We did just run into internal liquidity, so we swept external, moved back into internal. So the next ideal move would be what? External, right? So maybe targeting here is not obviously the best thing, and in fact, maybe taking a short seems like the more appropriate thing to do. We just swept out equal highs. I really don't know because overall we are still bearish, aren't we? A load of bearish price action. So I feel like this might just simply be a retracement leg. So let's just look. Sell range, right? We haven't reached the discount area yet on thingy. on NQ, but we have reached it on ES. Okay, so I think the smartest thing to do is to not take um a long here, although price is rallying higher. I just don't think it's optimal to take a long. Especially let's look at the 1 minute. We are in a bit of a chop. Did we say we're in a chop? I don't know, but I don't feel comfortable with taking a long at the minute. Like normally what I like to see is we have this sweep, right? But then we have an up close candle. I mean, realistically, that means that the change of the state delivery is actually up here, right? So yeah, we're gonna avoid this long, right? Because that's not the correct change of the state delivery, is it? So what we're actually gonna look for is a shorting opportunity. Only possible shorting opportunity, which is close and fair, is the one on NQ here, which would be this change of the state delivery, right? If we don't get it, that's okay. I just won't trade today, and that's simple as that. Like I'd rather not do anything of that stupidity. We did this place through this 15-minute gap, but obviously we've just simply reached into an hourly gap. Okay. Would be nice if price, obviously market shuts in what, an hour and a half. So it'd be nice if price maybe even took out this low. Or what we could have is for the next hour we just pump up, right? Either way, we haven't had a sweep, so we can't really look for longs. If we get a sweep here, it might be reasonable to look for shorts, wouldn't it? But yeah, I'm gonna keep you lot updated when it comes to this. I'm gonna just obviously sit and just observe the market. So yeah. Right, I don't know if I repeated myself or not, but basically what we have is a 15-minute change of state delivery here. Why? Well, because we have an SMT, okay? And even here, you know, we can literally just move it down just so it's a safer one. So here we have a change of the state delivery, okay? And then obviously the 5 minute is now obviously developing its range down. So I'm looking for an entry on this one. Why? Because we have the SMT and it's obviously the weaker pair. I would like to see price obviously running into a 50% region. 3 minute looks really nice over here. So that's actually just, that's the 25.060, 50. Do that. Stop loss, just keep it here. Why? Because we got the 15-minute bearish order block. Okay. Alright, price seems to be pushing back up a little bit, which is what I like to see. Where can we target? Got these lows. And obviously I can just trail whenever I want, really, can't I? We've got like the tiniest gap there. But yeah, we're gonna wait till the first up close candle, really, to appear on the 5 minute. I'm just remaining patient at this point. Obviously, we got what, 3 minutes until the next candle. I'm literally in no rush. We do only have like an hour left of trading, so I do really ideally I would want like a tighter stop loss. But you know, I'm not too fussed about it. Low key, it's kind of hard to like analyze it, but we had this bearish order block and then we run back in, so this might be a propulsion block. The price may actually only want to really run into half of it, which, you know, I'm completely fine with. 1 minute is kind of asking for it to be a little bit higher, but I'm going to stick onto the 2 minute. Obviously, once again, just comparing on both pairs, what's going on. You can draw out the range if you want to. Right. So 2 minute, we actually don't have anything. 1 minute, that's our only, oh no, wait. You know, this is our only fair value gap in the discount, so obviously this pair is definitely the much better one to trade. All right, thank you. But yeah, let me kind of, oh shit, kind of liking that. It was the 3 minute, right? Yeah. So let's actually just draw out the bearish gap. There we go. Look at that. let's just put an entry in now, just in case we actually do get tapped in. 1%, very nice. And yeah, target is that low. Got a bullish gap here. By the way, yesterday when I closed my trade out, holy shit, you guys should have seen. We had like the largest, I think, like manipulative candle I've ever seen in my life. 63.25. That's cool. 63.25. All right, we broke this intermediate low, so I'm not really giving a shit about what happens. It'd be really nice if we actually get into, because that means that we can then close in this gap for the 15-minute. Let me just mark out this low. Do that. What else we got? It's a 15-minute gap. To be fair, I might actually just move the stop loss here, which I think is where it originally was. Given that we've got a 15-minute gap there, right? So let's do that. And yeah, I'll let you guys know when I'm in the trade. Okay, guys, I'm in the trade. Been entered, and hopefully by the time this candle closes, the candle stays within this thing. If not, then obviously we get stopped out. That's just a part of the game. I would like to move my stop loss up here, but then it's not worth it, right? Yeah, it's really just not worth it. We are seeing price respecting the candle. We got what, 20 seconds left. Potentially not, never mind. Obviously, I'll come back to you lot when I get more information. Say, I don't know, we break through this low or we get stopped out or something of interest happens, right? Okay, I'll be back. All right, guys, I'm back. There we go. We hit stop loss. Okay, so basically what happened was, I think I just kind of entered the market wrong in the aspect of, look, we're chopping, aren't we? We can see chop on the 5-minute. Okay, but obviously here at this point, you didn't expect there to be chop, and that's completely fine. But look, we are reaching the final hour of the trading session on the day, so that's kind of expected. Okay. Let me show you lot what happened last night actually, because that was something. Wednesday. Yeah, look. When I took the long, look at that candle on the long. I literally reached my target as well. But obviously I took profit. I reached TP anyway, so it doesn't matter. But yeah. So I think what happened was I got entered on the accumulation. And another thing, I should have probably put my stop loss at this high here, right? Because that would have still saved me, but I'd still be in an overall loss. All right. I have made this mistake before where I don't put it at the high, right? Let it be this high. So I'll for example, say we swept liquidity. The best stop loss is here, okay, because it could tap into this rejection block. And obviously my stop loss was a bit tight, but that's just literally part of the game. I'm not going to sit here and complain. It's completely fine. Also another thing, we can see that NQES, sorry, had a lot more movement. Like it moved down a lot more. Let's say from the sweep down to here, we moved down that like my 12 handles here to here. Yeah, I don't know how to convert it, but yeah. So NQ moved a lot less volatile than ES, right? ES had more movements. If we go on the 1 minute, we can actually see that we reached down here, whereas NQ formed this, right? So let's just confirm 52, 52, yep. So NQ reaches into this bullish gap on the 1 minute, and ES almost takes out these lows. I feel like probably we're gonna get these lows taken out, but we can see obviously like the market on ES has moved relatively lower. He hasn't. Okay, so that's that for the trade recap. The loss is completely fine. I'm not fussed about it. It's just a learning curve, right? You're not gonna have 100% win rate. Um, I think when it comes to back testing, I'm gonna just do it on my own, and then Saturday, Sunday, and maybe Friday, you guys will get content from me, okay? Because back testing is more for me. But obviously, if you guys do find it useful, then just do put it in the comments below, okay? Well, that's that for today, and I will see you lot tomorrow. Bye bye.